The Rafah border crossing from Egypt into southern Gaza is effectively the only humanitarian lifeline for more than 2 million people living in the besieged enclave. The Palestine Red Crescent Society says some 100 aid trucks and 11 ambulances donated by Turkey reached Gaza through the crossing on Friday. The UN says Rafah is essentially the exclusive area where they can distribute aid. They've had to stop giving it out in Khan Yunis and central Gaza in recent days due to the intensity of the fighting there. Senior officials with the World Food Programme visited Gaza on Friday and met with residents. They described desperate scenes of people with nothing to eat or drink, overcrowded shelters, and the sound of bombs exploding throughout the day.
People are really desperate, and there is fear in the air. There is fear in the children's eyes that we see, and you can almost smell the fear. They don't know where to go. They have nowhere to stay. And we have no answers for them. And that's the most frustrating part, really, of being here, not being able to help.
Skew joins me live from Cairo now in Egypt after visiting Gaza. As you could see, he's Deputy Executive Director of the World Food Programme. Thank you so much for joining us. You were clearly very affected by what you saw. Can you describe in a bit more detail what you found surprising?
Well, we visited Rafah, which is the city closest to the border of Egypt. And, you know, it's really crowded. There are crowds moving south from the north from the active military operation. And there are people everywhere on the streets. And the shelters are overcrowded and people are camping on the streets. And there is really this sense of desperation. You know, many have never not eaten for several days. The survey we did during the 7-day pause showed that half of the population in Gaza are starving. And there was this sense of fear that I tried to explain, that you can see in the people's eyes, you can almost smell it in the air. And they're asking us, you know, what's going to happen next to us? What are you doing? And there are very few answers.
We're seeing aid being distributed there. Rafah, probably the area getting the most aid, or at least some aid. What stories were you hearing about other parts of the territory?
Well, I can say that the humanitarian operation is really on the brink of collapse. You know, law and order are breaking down also in the south, and that stems from this desperation. Not enough food is coming in, and so food is maybe the most sensitive commodity. And so you see this desperation around the distribution sites. People don't know when they will get their next delivery, and so you know, it's almost to a point of violence. And so it's not safe for our staff. They really live this crisis while they're also trying to tackling it. And so we need a step change.
Your staff, very brave, obviously operating there. Also, you've got diseases spreading, haven't you? But when there's chaos, and as you say, you're concerned about violence, when do you make the decision about pulling staff out? Because that's something that obviously you wouldn't be able to tolerate.
Well, you know, WFP always tries to stay and deliver wherever it is and under any conditions. But right now we are reaching, you know, the brink, as I said. And I think what brings some hope, though, is that during those 7 days of pause, we were able to deliver. We showed that it was possible. You know, we have assisted some 1 million people already in Gaza since the crisis broke out. And we even managed to get to the north. And so if the conditions allow, we can do this. We just need a change in the environment. We need to return to that. We have the food on the borders. We have done the procurement, the preparations. We just need the access points. We need more crossings to come in. And we need a humanitarian ceasefire so that we can distribute to those that need it most across Gaza.